Good morning. Well, at least it's morning for me. It may not be morning for you. Thanks again for checking out the LowSide Theory, brought to you by Damage Manufacturing Supply Limited. It's yet again another beautiful day here in Portland, and by that I mean it's actually sunny today, which is strange and weird because it's usually not. It's also 60 degrees this morning and unbelievably humid, at least by Portland standards. Because in Oregon it doesn't really get humid, but we had thunderstorms yesterday, and by that I mean we had like one. But yeah, there's humidity in the air, so I'm kind of sticky. And it's supposed to go up to like 80 degrees today. And by 80 degrees I mean like almost 90. And in that respect, that means Portland is now talking about the heat wave. So if you're from Portland, OMG, the heat is coming. If you're not from Portland, you're confused as to why I'm talking about a heat wave when it's only going to be like 87 degrees. Welcome to Portland. Anyway, yeah, because of that, I am wearing a mesh jacket today. Because, yeah, mesh is going to be a lot cooler than my usual three-season jacket. And before you start giving me any grief about being safe, yes, this has built-in D3O armor, and it is tear-proof, and it is made by Icon Motorsports and all that fun stuff. So it's a pretty durable jacket, that's for sure. And, in case you haven't noticed, there's a little picture-in-picture action going on, or at least I've got two cameras filming right now, in the hopes of doing picture-in-picture, so that you guys can actually see me and what I see, because I figure two cameras is better than one, and since I have two GoPros, I figured why not see how it works out, because I should be able to make it work. So you can see me, I can't see you, and you can see what I see, so that ought to be fun. And of course, we're heading downtown into Portland, and I've got two laptops on my back, as per the norm, because it's Monday, and I'm taking everything back into the office, so that's kind of exciting. And let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, I finally got everything put up on YouTube. The website's coming along nicely, so if you found this by searching YouTube, congratulations and thank you. Also, you can subscribe to our channel, and you can also check us out on the search of Damage MFG. So hey, YouTube for the win. And let's see, in my worldwide surroundings right now, yep, still humid, that didn't change. Traffic's going about 30 miles, oh no, it was going 30 miles an hour. So yeah, traffic is about as normal as it gets. I'm behind a Subaru Forester, which is so exciting. Ooh, gripping TV there, right? Subaru Forester. I haven't seen anything really exciting so far this morning, but then again, I just got on the freeway. Drove all over the greater Portland and northern Oregon area over the weekend. Took the wife shopping, which was always fun. Got to explore the Woodburn Outlet Mall. Bought a new pair of Vans. Always happy to have new sneakers. She got to go into the surf shop and bum around, because my wife is a surf nerd. And yeah, we also went out for lunch, which was a good thing. But in this case, it was also kind of a bad thing, because we went to this one burger joint in Wilsonville, and the sandwiches we got were definitely not on par with what I was hoping for. And I mean that by saying, I expect you to at least give me what I would get on a McChicken sandwich from McDonald's. If you can't deliver that, then you're failing somehow. And yeah, it was pretty bad. When my wife looked at her plate, she looked at me like I'd smacked a puppy in front of her. She just looked utterly disappointed. I felt so bad. So we made up for it that night by going out for amazing Greek food, because Greek food. And yesterday, we actually found a burger place here in Portland called PDX Sliders. Shout out to them. They're actually really tasty. I had a damn good burger. And I had Philly cheesesteak french fries, which I probably shouldn't have eaten, because, yeah, me and french fries and potatoes, yeah, don't work well together. But I ate them anyway. It was worth it. Gotta cheat once in a while. So yeah, had that for lunch, and that was pretty damned awesome. And on a surprise adventure, because we weren't planning on it, we actually went out and I got my ears pierced. Funny that. Never planned on doing that before. Thought about it for a long time, never actually did it. And traffic is stopping to the point where I'm putting my feet down, by the way. Not happy about that. And I totally didn't let that guy in the Prius in either. Well, like he was going to want to be in the left lane anyway. But yeah, went out and got my ears pierced. My sibling recommended a piercing place, and I've been thinking about doing it for 20 years. Never got around to it. So yeah, yesterday as we were driving around, I looked over and I said, hey, that's the place that my sibling recommended I get my ears pierced. And my wife looks at me and says, you've been talking about that for a while. Let's go do it. So we did. And, yeah, now I have, little, titanium barbells in my ears. Okay, sure, great. Yeah, it's anticlimactic for you. It's kind of anticlimactic for me, but at least I got it done. And the girl in the Subaru Forester is making a very concerted effort to brush her hair while driving. I mean, she's putting some effort into it. I mean, I just rinse and towel, but then again, I don't really have much hair anymore. And, yeah, she's going to town. She's looking in the, rearview mirror quite a bit. I would say probably not the most apropos thing to be doing while driving. Focus on the car, not on your hair. I'm sure you have lovely hair, now, don't get me wrong. But maybe we should have gotten up 10 minutes earlier and brushed our hair before leaving the house as opposed to in the car. But that's just me. I'm a big fan of, focusing on what you're doing when you're in a vehicle. Go figure. And we're reaching the Moda Center, and that means traffic's getting slow again. Woohoo! You can tell I'm having an exciting morning this morning. My brain's not all there yet. I won't lie, I woke up this morning, and I woke up tired. And I'm not even sure why. But I woke up and I was like, I don't want to move. And the cats were looking at me going, yeah, you don't want to move. And I got in the shower and I was like, I want to go back to bed. And the cats were looking at me from the floor of the bathroom going, yeah, you want to go back to bed. But no, I'm on a motorcycle, headed into town, talking to you folks, and preparing for a normal day at work, because that's what the gods require. And wise man so said, give unto Caesar that which Caesar requires. So I'm going to pay those dues, because, the mortgage got to get paid and so do the bills. And besides, while I would love to lounge around in bed all day sleeping, it doesn't actually accomplish a whole lot other than I spend the morning in bed sleeping. So, this evening after I get home, after I've talked to you folks a second time, I'll just go to bed early and call it good. That'll work. And I was reticent to shift out of first gear into second there, because I knew traffic was going to do exactly what it's doing right now, which is slow back down again. Portland traffic. So yeah, interesting weekend. Chicken sandwich of sadness. Got my ears pierced. Amazing Greek food. Amazing slider burgers. Discovered that New York Seltzer actually makes some new sparkling waters, which are sugar-free, which I can drink, and that's awesome. The downside, I cannot find them in any store in Portland. So yeah, New York Seltzer, get on that action. Yeah, make that happen. Yeah, I will be a customer, for sure. And ordering it for exorbitant prices off of Amazon is not my idea of being a customer, FYI. And yeah, good weekend, I'd say, so far. Also went out and bought a sound bar for my TV. Got a big 50-odd-inch TV, and the speakers in it suck. And we have a 100-year-old house, so upstairs, in order to keep the heat down in the summertime, we have lots of fans going to help pull the AC around the house. And yeah, you can't hear the TV over the fans because the TV sucks. The TV doesn't suck, but the speakers in the TV suck, so let's clarify that. So, went out and bought a sound bar for the TV, and it now sounds way better. And I'm just not letting anybody in this morning. It's funny. I probably should be nicer. But yeah, people are signaling, and my first thought is, no, I don't want to, wait for you to figure out how to drive in front of me. Because right now, girl with the hairbrush, and she's still brushing her hair, by the way. It has not stopped. Is actually driving better than most people who aren't doing anything else. So I almost respect Hairbrush Girl, because she's actually paying attention while, slicking her mane. She's also actually braking pretty effectively, too. She's following decently. It looks like the hairbrushing has stopped for the moment. I'm pretty sure she was driving with her knees for a minute there, because I saw both hands going through the hair. Yep, driving with her knees, totally. And braking while driving with her knees. Now she's getting over. And so is he. And so are we. I was going to try and get in front, but, I'm not going to fight it. Oh, braking time, braking time, braking time. Yeah, people just get on the brakes randomly in this freeway. There's no reason for them to slow down to 39 miles an hour from 50-odd. But they did. Because, you know, off-ramps are scary. I'm in a really, really bitchy mood today. But it is Monday, and I did have a good weekend, and now I have to go back to work, so... Not that I don't love my job, let's be clear here. I do love my job, I love what I do. So I don't dislike working at all. I wish I could have stayed in bed for like an extra 2 hours. But that wasn't going to happen. And the great slowdown occurs at the ramp that John must take in order to get off of the freeway. And I just gave you my name. Oh well. We went out into the 20s. Ooh. We are poking along, and it's so exciting. Because as soon as I can flick around these folks, I will. And the RAV4 wanted to do the same thing I did. He was just afraid to because he didn't want to get in my way. So that was nice of him for paying attention to me because I know he saw me. And I let him in. And we are doing the usual come almost to a complete stop before turning left thing, because people do that. Alright. And that brings us just about to the end of our venture here this morning, folks. As always, thanks for checking out the LowSide Theory, brought to you by Damage MFG. For you, scant seconds will pass, as this is a bump between morning and evening. For me, 9 hours shall pass as I work and slave and make better the IT world. So by all means, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks for watching so far, and yeah, we'll catch up with you on the flip side. Thanks and have fun. Later. Alright, welcome back. For you, it's been scant minutes, seconds rather. For me, it's been a full day. This is the LowSide Theory, brought to you by Damage Manufacturing Supply Limited, and it's time for our afternoon play in traffic. So, after the bump, here you are again, and here we are again. We're going to make our way to North Portland, we're going to talk about random stuff, and we're going to have fun playing in traffic and talking about stuff while riding motorcycles, because that's what we do here on the LowSide Theory. And we're also trying our picture-in-picture option. I've got a GoPro Cube in front of me, and I've got a Hero 3 on my head, so we're going to see what we can see, and hopefully this is going to look pretty good. Alright, let's get into gear and get underway. Nobody behind us, and we're good. Alright, so, usual weather report. This afternoon it is a balmy 80-odd degrees here in scenic Portland. It's still pretty gray. Yesterday was a bit sunnier, but it's still pretty gray here today. And that's not unsurprising because it's Portland. There's bits of sun that's poking through, but it's still grayer than normal, but it's 80 degrees. This morning it was super humid. It was almost 80% humidity here, which is just unheard of. So it was a bit sticky in a motorcycle jacket, sitting on a bike in the morning, going to work. But it's gotten a little warmer, but the humidity's dropped a little bit, so I'm not complaining about that, because nothing worse than cooking in a motorcycle jacket. Now, today I'm also wearing a mesh jacket, courtesy of Icon Motorsports, which means that I got a lot more airflow, and if I really wanted to, I have zip-off sleeves, which is pretty cool. So that I'm not completely cooking myself alive, because that would really suck. Alright, this guy decided not to let us in, but that's okay. We'll just pull in behind him. Alright, people, well, it looks like we're not going to make that light. Oh well, we'll just sit behind the Jeep. And because it's so warm, I'm going to keep cracking my shield open so that I don't cook to death. Because nothing worse than being sweaty inside your motorcycle gear. And of course I'm wearing long pants because I ride a motorcycle. And thankfully I was smart and wore the lighter weight Carhartt pants today, as opposed to the heavier ones, because the heavier ones would really suck. Well, that guy's totally jumping the intersection. Alright, these people are crossing. And so we're waiting. Yeah, he's definitely cool. He wants to be where he wants to be, and he's not going to wait for anybody. Must be fun being that cool. I'm definitely not that cool. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be able to pass him in traffic. Yeah, it's a little bit hazy today because of the weather. We had some thunderstorms roll through yesterday, but still, it wasn't that exciting. It was minor thunderstorms because Portland doesn't really thunderstorm. Today, it's just hot. Hot by Portland standards. Yeah, I don't like that guy driving that Chevy. He's having way too much fun with that Camaro. At least he dumped the cigarette. He'll cut around this guy. That was an illegal lane change. Yeah, he definitely is hot to trot today. Now's when you really want karmic justice to pop up and he gets a ticket for going hella fast for no reason. Yeah, I don't think we'll get that lucky today. I don't think he's going to get a ticket. Normally I'd point out Mount Hood above the water tower on the left, but it's hazy enough that you probably can't see it through the cameras. So yeah, there's not much I can do there. Hopefully we'll get some really bright, clear days, and you'll get a really good view of things as we ride around. I was actually going to take you for a ride on Sunday when I went out and rode around Portland and did a little shopping, but I forgot to charge my GoPro, which meant that I wasn't able to do that. Oh wow, the freeway is clear, folks. The freeway is clear? Well, clear-ish. It'll pick up later, but for the moment it looks clear-ish, which means I might be able to sneak into traffic here without having to fight. Well, this guy's going slow, so we're going to merge at 35, and then we're going to merge at 40, as opposed to at speed, which would be like 50. And I got somebody coming up my butt. And there's a Toyota on my left, so I can't change lanes around this ding-dong yet. But that'll happen. And the guy behind me decided he's going to change lanes too. So I'm kind of stuck right here until they all figure out what they're doing. Because I'd really love to pass this Honda Accord. I think I'm going to get my wish here. I'm just going to zip over, because I know it's going to slow down in that lane, and this lane's actually going to be faster eventually. Lots of cranes up in Portland these days. Portland is becoming the official bird of Portland is the sky crane now, as all they're doing is building stuff these days. The guy over there on the left, riding a motard. And that car has no license plates. That's legal. Now it's also a massive beater too, and they're not wearing seatbelts either. Oh well, their problem, not mine. Yeah, I went looking for another gear and I realized I'm already in top gear. Oops. There's a van with a whole lot of ladders ahead of us. Looks like Toyota's getting out of the way. He doesn't want to be behind a ladder guy. I can't say as I blame him. I'm not sure I want to be behind a ladder guy either. Here comes the bump. Boom. There was a guy on the other side of the road riding a motorcycle wearing a striped polo shirt. Well, at least he was wearing a helmet, but I guess his helmet distortion field forgot to remind him that he needs to be wearing armored jackets and things like that too. People tend to forget that pavement is like a cheese grater. You dump the bike and guess what happens? It takes all of your skin off, and then at the hospital they gotta pull gravel out of you. That sounds like a blast to me. Of all of the things in this world that I don't want, having a doctor or a nurse practitioner dig gravel out of my skin is at least 3 of them. Alright, so we're stuck behind turbo painting here, and he is not keeping up with traffic. But then again, neither is Camaro guy, who's right there. He's probably checking his phone. But at least he's cool, you know? He was totally cool. And somehow I bet he doesn't have a passenger either, and this is an HOV lane. And it looks like it's going to be a stop-and-go kind of day. Oh well. Oh, there's a Subaru BRZ over there. Been looking at the Toyota 86, which is the counterpart to that car. Not that I have the money right now, but, you know, I can still look and appreciate. You know, maybe it's me, but turbo painting, I'm not sure I'd be inclined towards their business given how dirty their truck is. And license insured bon. I think they mean bonded, but given the way the truck looks, I'm not sure I'd want them to paint my house. Maybe that's just me. Yay, traffic. The guy over there is giving us a look. I find it funny that Camaro guy blasted out of downtown going hella fast and hitting his rev limiter. And now I'm one car behind him in traffic. And he's getting bored. I can see him weaving. Yep, it's a bit scummy today for traffic. Oh well. At least it's not raining. Normally I wouldn't say that because the minute I do, it'll start raining. But I don't think it's going to rain at this moment, so I think I'm okay to not worry about it too much. So as I'm sitting here on a bike in traffic, playing with my brakes and my clutch, it occurs to me to say, you know what, I'm sorry. This morning I was in a pretty bad mood. I was kind of itchy. And I apologize for that. I was not feeling it when I got up this morning, and was kind of grumbly in traffic. And so, yeah, if I was a little overly grumpy, you have my sincerest apologies. And just then, as I was stumbling for my words, the reason I was stumbling for my words is because I saw somebody's iPhone on the pavement. Somebody lost their iPhone out the window of their car, and it's been run over 1,000 times by cars now. So I feel sorry for them, because, you know, there's $1,000 they now don't have. Alright, looks like the HOV lane is picking up a little bit. I'm kind of happy about that. But I see brake lights again, so, you know, I spoke too soon. But then again, I will always end up speaking too soon when it comes to Portland traffic. And Van Guy's on the brakes a little harder than I think he needed to be. Because he's not even, you know, up against the other car. He's braked way early. People don't understand following distances here in Portland. Or, you know, squishing together for traffic in order to ease the congestion. That's kind of the downside. And of course it means I'm also playing with first and second gear, which is super exciting as well. But I'm not going to dump it into third because these guys are about to slow down again. Just like I knew they would. And hey, look at that, I'm back in front. I'm going to have to put my feet down because of this guy. Yep, put my feet down. Oh, we could have been going a little bit faster, couldn't we? You know, see, he had room to pull up. They both did. Oh well. And I'm bitching about traffic again. Why am I bitching about traffic? Big blue truck. Big blue dirty truck. You know, the only problem with riding a motorcycle is when it's hot out and you're not moving, you just sit there and bake. If I was moving, I wouldn't be complaining because at least then I'd have some airflow. As long as I'm going like 25, 30 miles an hour, I do not care if it's warm out. Why? Because airflow is pulling all of the heat away from my body. That is not happening at this second. At all. I'm literally going 10 miles an hour. 9. Can I push it up past 10? Oh, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, looks like we're going in the 20s now. Oh, we're going in the 20s. I'm okay with that. See, now I got some airflow because I'm going close to 30, so I'm okay with it. I can feel it moving through my helmet, moving through my jacket, and I don't feel like I'm cooking. Yeah, it's hard to see around ladder guy. That's why I'm hanging on the right side of the lane, because I want to see what the car in front of him's doing, because they're going to tell me what he's doing, and then I'm not just blatantly following somebody without, being aware of traffic. Yet again, lane splitting would be nice. And that Genesis is actually a pretty red car back there. I don't know enough about it, though. Although the Lexus RX 350 looks like an SUV designed by the Gundam universe. It looks more like a spaceship than it does a car. But it also looks like an SUV, which means I'm not interested. Because SUVs. And we all know my feelings on SUVs. No, thank you. Hey, look, I'm walking my bike. Yep, that Genesis is a pretty car. Hyundai did a good job designing that car, and its butt looks pretty good too, because we've talked about car butts before. And I'm a fan of certain car butts, but not other car butts. Yep, looks like traffic is definitely smushing up as it gets closer to the bridge. I'm going to need to get over a lane here in a bit so I can take my usual exit, because at least we made it this far without having to fight too much. That's pretty good. But I'm still walking my bike half the time. Yeah, they say riding a motorcycle. I don't think they meant push-walking a motorcycle. I feel like I'm a kid who doesn't know how to balance, so I gotta walk it everywhere. That's not fun. Yeah, traffic is definitely not doing a whole lot right now. And I'm surrounded by big trucks. Not that they care, not that I care, not that they worry me. Trucks don't scare me. Time to put on my signal, see if I can scoot in front of this guy. Yeah, it looks like the Truckster's gonna let me in. Thank you, Truckster. Of course, I also kind of just pushed my way in. But I signaled. I was giving him enough notice. Now I gotta get one more lane over. That's gonna be an interesting adventure. I don't think the blue Mini's gonna let me in, nor is the Honda Pilot. I think that's a Honda Pilot. Can't tell. Oh, looks like he's gonna let me in. Okay, he's cool. Don't know what he's driving. Little SUV thing. That Mini Cooper has purple trim, purple glowy trim in its inner dash. It's also got that whole gauges in the center thing, which means you gotta look down and away in order to see what you're looking at, which I'm so not a fan of. I should be able to glance down and up again real fast when I'm driving a car so I can see where my stuff is. That whole looking down and to the right, yeah, it doesn't really work for me. Not a fan. Put my gauges where I have to look at the least amount of distance. Alright. First gear was sucking, second gear time. There's the sun. So it does exist in Portland. I swear to God, the sun does exist. Big tour bus with something creepy on it. Band maybe? Don't know. Hard to say. Lots of eyeballs though. Maybe I'll screen cap this. That looks like Venom. Maybe I'll screen cap this and do a little Google image searching, see if I can't figure out who that is, because that definitely looks like a tour bus to me. Alright, our exit. Yay, I love my exit. I am passing Camaro guy. Ha 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 ha. Only took me 5 miles. Alright, folks. We are coming up to the end of our exit ramp, which means that our day is done. Ooh, ATVs and motorcycles. Gotta love those guys. So yes, it's time for me to say good morning, good day, good evening, good night, good whatever. Thanks again for watching the LowSide Theory, brought to you by Damage Manufacturing Supply Limited, www.damagemfg.com. We appreciate your viewership. We hope you enjoy what we're doing. We're not quite sure what we're doing, but that's part of the fun of it as we wait for traffic to go. So as always, thanks again for watching. Ride smart, ride safe, ride well, but more importantly, get out and ride. Get your license, get a bike, discover why we all love it so much. And by all means, we'll see you again next time here on the LowSide Theory. Thanks again for watching, as I've already said.